the greatest minds of Folsom beer right here.
Here, here.
Thank you
Cheers.
very much.
Here, cheers.
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 So, first question, and anyone just jump in and answer. What are the new trends for 2018? What are they coming in wanting? What are distributors selling? What are breweries selling to you?
It's large. The hazy things right now is the thing that everyone's after. It's starting to fade a little bit, but it's still at this point it's where where we're getting the most people coming in looking for right now. The hazy IPAs.
Mm-hmm. You had mentioned some of that earlier, and why perhaps the hazy is so big.
Yeah, when you look at kind of the growth and it's been crazy in the craft segment for beer. A lot of that drinker is not your old school core craft beer drinker, and they like something like back in the day. Maybe they were drinking Alehouse white with about half a Weizen, and they like citrus and they like fruit, big bold flavors. But now with the hazy IPA, you've married that with the bitter IPA beer, and so now people can drink IPA, but still it's a little softer version. It's got beautiful citrus to it, so they can still enjoy that and still get the beer they wanted beforehand. And so that's where we're seeing this huge craze. As Matt mentioned, it's just, you could probably have half your lineup be hazy IPAs and people.
But America's favorite style for the masses now.
Exactly,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Right.
Well, and it's getting kind of a negative for a lot of beer lists, though, in that you'll go into places now and you can't find a West Coast IPA at some places. You'll go in there, and if you want to drink, your something along the lines of Sierra Nevada or like what Knee Deep, half the time you'll see just hazy stuff on the IPA list, and that's not necessarily a good thing either for beer drinkers.
When you're trying to decide what to put in your tap houses, you obviously want a variety of different things. What strikes your fancy? Is it just if you like it, or if you think, okay, I don't care for this, but I know customers who will like it?
If we focus on the things that we liked, we wouldn't be in business. To be perfectly honest. So I think that it's a wide range. You have to appeal to everybody in everything. Finding a balance, I think, is kind of where it's at. A little bit of everything for someone.
I think to your point though earlier, I'm not an IPA drinker in general. I'm not a hazy IPA drinker. I'm not a West Coast IPA drinker. I like my dark beers. I like my more robust beers, and it's kind of challenging when you're going into places. I mean, all of you have establishments here that I've been into, and you do a good job of balancing. But for the most part, I like the dark beers. I like the oatmeal stouts, and it's really hard to find any time of year. It doesn't even matter about seasonal anymore. And I don't know if you guys have recognized that. Most of the times it's like a seasonal beer will come out, or it's winter and they want the dark and they want the heavy beers. People love their IPAs. So for me, as a non-IPA drinker, it's almost a challenge. It's kind of like you go in and you're kind of rolling the dice to see if you're going to find something you actually want to drink.
Erik, you're opening the first brewery in town. How do you decide what to make?
Look at this table. Look at the different colors and all the different beers on the table. It's a challenge. I'm not a big hazy IPA fan myself, but I know I have the room. And I appreciate the style, but we're going to try and do some things that I've always liked, like that German style beers and lagers and that kind of thing, but we'll have to see how it goes. The good news is the system's pretty small and we can be really nimble, so we'll be turning over beers all the time. So it'll be a little bit of everything.
And Melanie, as one of the few women that are sitting at the table, the one of three, what do you think the female perspective is? What do you bring to the table in terms of a female perspective of choice of beer and so forth? Do you when you choose your beers, do you say, okay, you know what? I think most of the women, they're buying this, and we got to bring more of this in.
Absolutely. I think what Pat was saying earlier, having a balanced list is very important. There's definitely more females coming into the bar drinking beers, so I think having a variety, offering a cider, a sour, a dark beer, a red, an IPA is very important, so that way everyone has something that if they're looking for, they'll find it there.
Folsom's come a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I grew up in Folsom, so my family's lived here for almost 30 years, and when we moved here, there was only one stoplight in town. So to see where that's
and
gone.
And only PBR on the shelves, right?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't drinking when I was in elementary school that they know of. No, but it's come a long way, and I think that's the biggest. To me, I've seen it all. I've seen it go from one stoplight to what we have today, which is a big change.
I think it was great just having Dylan and Sam Horns here. I mean, this place paved the way for so many places in Sacramento, in the entire region in general. He's been doing this 7-8 years, and it kind of was the first, hey, it's okay to do our own thing. It's okay to do beers that you haven't heard of. And it kind of, you need mavericks like that, and that's how things change, you know. And I don't know. Like I remember when he opened, we came in here and it was just like mind blowing, you know, just a beer bar, you know, where they have great stuff that you hadn't been introduced to.
Well, and half the time, if you can't find Matt at Heckle, he's up here. Actually, that's what his staff always says. Oh, he's at Sam Horns. Go find him up there. So.
Sure.
And Dylan, I have to say, that's like the third or fourth time I've heard someone pay homage to you.
So cheers.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.